All right, the tool I wanted to discuss today is called a dial bore gauge. It's one of my favorite tools because they're pretty cool. A dial bore gauge is basically just a dial indicator that measures the inside diameter of bores. So what we can do with one of these is we can check for taper, we can check for out of round. But of course, what you can't really do with one of these is you'll notice I can't put it in something that's going to tell me, oh, this is 2.3768 inches in diameter. It doesn't do that. It tells you the differences in things. So for example, if I'm trying to figure out if this guy is out of round, if I had a bigger one or smaller one, I could put it in there. But we use this as an example. If the cylinder, if I put it in here and I zero it and then I rotate it this way and it doesn't go back to zero, that can tell me how out of round I am. The other thing it can do is it can check for taper. So I could zero it at the top, move it down a little bit, check it, and then move it down a little bit more and check it. So that'll tell me if certain bores are out of round or if they're tapered, which is a really important skill to have. And you'll notice that when you look at this tool, when I put it down inside here, it had a lot of room, right? So it comes with attachments so that if I wanted to measure a 4-inch bore, I could take this guy and you just thread it on the end here. And when you put it on the end, it will take up that difference for us. So you put that on there, and then you have this little guy right here is a little beveled button that goes on the end of it so that you don't scratch the inside surfaces of the stuff you're measuring. So now when we try to put it in there, you'll see that it's big enough. So I have to put it in at an angle, collapse them. Now the way you use this, guys, if you look at this needle, if I'm in there at an angle like I am now, and then I go to straighten it out, you'll start seeing it move. So the way you know that you're in there straight is eventually it'll stop moving like it did right there. But if I continued coming this way, it would start going back the other direction. So what I want to do is I find that high spot, and then that's where I would zero it. And then if I was checking for out of round, I would just rotate it like this and then find that high spot again. If that high spot is zero, it means I'm round. If it's not zero, then I'm not out of round, or I am out of round. And then exactly the same thing, right? Put it in, come up toward the top of your bore, find the high point, zero the dial indicator, and then drop it down a little bit, zero it again, and that'll tell you if there's taper in that bore. Sometimes they, on the bigger engines like the diesels, this guy is out of a smaller gasoline engine, but you can put the tool inside of here too, and you can check and see things like out of round for connecting rod bores and stuff like that. The other thing that's really cool you can do is we could put a micrometer in here, right? So let's say the crankshaft journal diameter that this goes on is, let's just say that it's 2.1 inches, right? I could take the micrometer, set it to 2.1 inches, put this inside the mic and zero it. And then I can put this in here and it will tell me how much oil clearance I'm going to have, because if it read 2.098, I would know I have 0.02 of an inch of oil clearance. So it can help you measure things like that, like tell you information like oil clearance and stuff. But primarily the best way to use this tool is checking for out of round or taper. This one is a snap-on one, it's probably pretty expensive, but you can find cheaper ones. But when you're dealing with out of round and specs that are measured in the thousandths of an inch, probably better to go with a quality tool there. I know normally I tell people to buy what they can afford, but this is one where you need to be able to afford a good one. I hope you liked this one. I hope you learned a little bit about dial bore gauges. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and watch some more of the videos and let me know what you think. Have a good one. Bye.